completely forgot to mention that China has kicked out the communist devil-worshipping Satanists, and
It's not that big of a deal. It's just a small story for the end of the news.
yeah, and it's not like there's a lot of people in China or anything, right? I mean, you know, maybe a million, I think. I don't know. I don't think there's that many. It's a huge deal, folks, and they ignored all of it. Now, and this is huge stuff. So first, everybody knows that the press didn't make a big deal of it, but in the spring, not long after Trump had become president, um, the president Xi of China visited Trump at Mar-a-Lago in Florida, Trump's big resort house in Florida, and he visited with Trump. Trump hasn't been president for that long, and people were just absolutely shocked, and they were also shocked because the mainstream didn't do much of a job in reporting on this or anything, but he did. He came all the way from China and met Trump at Trump's leisure at Mar-a-Lago. That's a huge deal. So after Trump cleans all the house in Southeast Asia, he then goes to China. And where do he and Xi meet in China? In the Forbidden City. This is huge. It's called the Forbidden City for a reason, because it is a very private, spiritual, secretive place to Chinese heritage, Chinese culture, and that's where they met. And of course, that was at Trump's request, because that was this there. So every one of these things, there's always a marker. There's always a marker showing how each of these nations has capitulated powerfully to Trump as their overlord. And this is meeting with Trump in the Forbidden City is this. This is probably the biggest one. You can't imagine, folks, how big of a deal this was. And of course, the mainstream media, just kind of silent about all of that. And at that meeting, what the apparently the Americans were very, very surprised to find out is how desperately all of these Chinese officials wanted these evil communists within their midst to be kicked out. They wanted this. They wanted to get away from all of this evil, because remember, some of the worst possible things have taken place in China, and it has horrified people who have had a conscience. Not everyone is an evil person. People do have a conscience, and it affected a lot of the Chinese, and they were horrified by the things that they were being asked to do in China, and they wanted this, and so they met Trump with open arms, and they capitulated to Trump's authority willingly, because they wanted this end to the cabal rule over them through the subterfuge of a communist state.